Hi guys. So we are going to read Imagine a Recipe today. This is your close reader, page 60. So I'd like you to go ahead and open up your book and read along with me. Per usual, I'm just going to read it and you're going to have to do the work on your own. Unless, of course, you're joining me this afternoon for our Zoom meeting where we're going to do this step by step together. So let's go ahead and start with background. Okay. A recipe is a set of steps you take to make a dish. It includes a list of ingredients or foods you need to make that dish. This text includes a recipe for a delicious dessert. Now, our purpose for reading today is to read the text and learn how to make a Spanish dessert called flan. I love flan, it's delicious. Imagine a Recipe by Cameron Hart. As you're reading, you are looking for text evidence, okay? You're gonna have to circle the title of this text and underline two details about how chefs create and use recipes. Being a chef is a lot like being an artist. A chef's materials are the foods in a kitchen. To be a chef, you need to express yourself in many ways. Chefs combine flavors that taste delicious. They present food that smells good and looks good too. Some chefs use their imaginations to make up a recipe for a new dish. At other times, they start with a recipe that has been around for ages. Then they change a few ingredients or cook it in a different way. All right, so now on this page, you're going to, as you read, look for text evidence again. Circle the title of the recipe, underline the first two ingredients. Okay. And if you look over on the side, there are vocabulary words, and I'd like you to define the vocabulary words when you have them on the side of your page like this. Right. You can be a chef in your own kitchen. Follow the steps in this recipe to make flan. Flan is a popular dessert in many Spanish-speaking countries, including Puerto Rico. The traditional flavor is caramel. There are also different flavors such as orange or vanilla. Use your imagination to add flavor and make this recipe your own. So, the name of the recipe is Puerto Rican flan. Ingredients are 1C sugar. Now, the C means, what do you think it means, guys? Yeah, it means cup. So, 1 cup sugar, 4 eggs, one 14-ounce can condensed milk, 1 3/4 cups of water. You can say 3/4 or 3/4. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla or other flavoring. How I know this is a teaspoon and not a tablespoon, because a tablespoon is all in caps and a teaspoon is lowercase. Reread and discuss. Remember, when we're reading a text, we read it at least 2 times. So reread the page. What does the text tell you about flan? Cite text evidence in your discussion, and then you're going to write a little short response here. It says, what kinds of information are on the recipe card? Why do you need this information to make flan? Cite details from the text. Okay. All right. And on this one, as you read, circle the step that tells you what to do first when you make the recipe. Underline the words that tell you what to do after you pour the mixture through a strainer. All right, so step 1, ask an adult to heat the oven to 350 degrees. Step 2, have an adult help you slowly melt the sugar until it's the color of caramel. Swirl the melted sugar onto the sides of a pie dish, then set the dish on a wire rack. Step 3, mix the other ingredients in a bowl. Pour the mixture through a strainer to make it smooth. Then pour it into a dish. All right, and if you see over here, the word strainer is there, so I'd like you to, of course, define that. All right, and then reread this page. What are the steps in the recipes? Numbered. Why are the steps in the recipe numbered? Cite text evidence in your response. Think about it. What would happen if they weren't numbered? All right, and on this page, you are going to circle the text that tells you what to do before you put the dish in the oven. Underline the text that tells you what to do right after you take it out of the oven. So you got to actually read it and figure out what happened before and what happened after. Step 4, pour warm water into a large baking pan until it's about 1 inch deep. Set the pie dish in the warm water. Have an adult help you put the whole thing in the oven. Bake for 1 hour. Number 5, have an adult help you take the pie dish out of the oven. Let it cool and then put it in the refrigerator. When the flan is cold, carefully turn the flan onto a plate and serve in slices. Really hope you guys go home and try this recipe. All right, so your last thing you got to do for this close reader is reread and discuss. Reread the passage. What would happen to the flan if you skipped step 4 of the recipe? Cite text evidence in your discussion. Now, you're just going to discuss this with somebody in your house, so maybe your mom or your brother or your sister. And then you have to do one more short response. Why should a new chef follow this recipe exactly as it's written? Why can't an experienced chef imagine a new way to make it? Cite text evidence from this page and the rest of the text in your response. All right, guys, you're going to do great with